Hey, my name is Inge Brathen-Moran, and guess what? Today is another free webinar. Yippee! I'm super excited to read for you. I got some great questions, and the first one that came up was sent in on the October 30th by a lady named Bonnie, and I just want to get straight into it because basically you sent me all the cards that you got in a Celtic Cross reading, and you used 12 cards, and there are many versions of the Celtic Cross. So the most sort of common one is 10 cards, but then you can also add 2 supporting cards to that, and it come then 12 cards. So I'm going to read with that in mind, that you used in the card position that I'm familiar with. However, the most important thing about your reading, Bonnie, it is the card combinations. And I absolutely loved your question because so many people are in your shoes at the moment. They want to, first of all, I want to read the question. I want to explain. Okay. I wanted to ask, when learning tarot, does the tarot reader pick the cards, or do you allow the person you are reading for to pick the cards? So your beliefs about what is the rules, you might say, play a huge part in the sort of the outcome. So for some people, they would never let anyone touch their cards. Like, this is my deck of cards here, custom made and everything, bought on Etsy. You know, they look vintage and they're gorgeous, you know. But I still let people touch them. I let them pick, you know, I let people touch my cards all the time. I don't mind that at all because I have the belief that I can clear the energy easily. So sometimes I let people shuffle the cards, or a lot of times I let people shuffle the cards and lay it out their way. However, when I want to really take control over the reading and really know that I'm getting the right answers, I do that myself rather than letting the seeker do it, because I don't know what the seeker is really, who they're connecting with when they're shuffling the cards. So I know I know where I go with my question. So the seeker can ask me, for example, you know, love life or career, or maybe just a general reading. I take that question with me to the creator of all that is. And I ask the creator on the person's behalf to show me in the cards in a way I can understand, feel, and accept and interpret with ease. So the cards that then will show up for me, it's cards that I can easily interpret. Because, as you know, the cards can sometimes be a bit confusing. You know, what do they all mean? You know, for example, Six of Swords, for example, this card means movement, and it also means creating more order and stability. So what does it mean then when someone gets it? It also means going on a trip. So are they going on a holiday, or are they moving? Are they just creating more order in their life? You know, what does it actually specifically mean? So to do that, you need to read the groups together. And I have a lot of examples on my website about card combinations, but you can ignore them for now, because when you lay out as many cards as you've laid out, 12 cards, you have to read the groups, not card by card by card by card by card. You read the groups again, and that's what I teach in the course. So now, because the course is called How to Read Tarot Like a Pro, so it's designed to get people from, you know, beginner to advanced. But let's say you already have a good sort of foundation and you know the card meanings and everything. You don't want to start from scratch. I've basically taken the heart of that course and put it in a course that's just about card combinations. So it's called Card Combination Master Class, basically. So the card combination masterclass will just teach you what I'm gonna show you now an example using your and all of your cards. You got the Star. This is a Celtic Cross. The Star, Three of Swords, Ten of Cups, Fool, Knight of Wands, Two of Pentacles, the World, Emperor, Four of Swords, Knight of Pentacles, Two of Cups, and Nine of Pentacles. So you might think that is a lot of there's a lot of cards to sort of work through. And what I'm looking for is what groups showed up. And one card can belong to many, many groups. For example, Knight of Pentacles, that card belongs to 4 groups. It's a minor arcana card, it's a pentacle, it is a court card, and it's a knight. So that's 4 groups that it belongs to, and it connects in a specific way. There are 9 rules that I call like our main rules, and they're very easy to remember. So once you know about how to read card combination, it's not scary to read the tarot at all, because you have somewhere to start. And I look for what showed up the most? What is the most significant thing that showed up? And there's a few things that kind of jumps out at me. First of all, so I basically put them in a system where I can divide. So I divide all the numbers from 0 to 9. I divide the minor arcana card and the major arcana cards. I divide the suits and I divide the court cards. And I also put the aces here, so because sometimes when a lot of aces show up, they are also a 1 energy. But the aces also fall in kind of a group on its own. They're just telling you when there's a lot of support in your life. So if you feel uncertain of going on a new path, for example, if a lot of aces are showing up, you're definitely being pushed, but at the same time supported as well. So the first thing I noticed was that you had double 0. Now, zeros are always important in tarot. 0 is God energy, okay? So when you have zeros showing up, that means that there's a spiritual side to you. And that's a side that says, I want to read tarot, I want to do more, I want to go deeper into the journey. But then there's a lack of maybe the confidence. So with the 0, I always look for the number 7, because then they actually form a connection. So 0 and 7 connect really well in tarot. That means that you are aware of your spiritual gifts and that it's easy to expand upon it. You know that you have a spiritual purpose and you know what that is and how to do it. So with you, I got the zeros without the 7, and that basically means that at the moment you're just trying to figure out how you are gonna use your gifts, but at the same time you're not even really aware of how strong those gifts are. Life is kind of now in a gentle way, I guess, trying to just show you that you have some gifts inside of you. You have actually intuition, you have a connection to the Creator. All you need to do now is to ask the bigger questions and be a bit more strong-minded in how you, I guess, go about learning and developing your skills. So another group that showed up a lot was it was the knights. So you had double knight, 2 knights. Okay, what do the knight mean? Well, they love to, they have action, drama, drive, competition. And with that energy comes a lot of opportunity to create change. Knights are your opportunity to have something else than what you currently have. But just because there's an opportunity there does not necessarily mean that you're going to take it. The knights are doors that are basically opening, but doesn't mean that you're ready to go through those doors. And so have a look at where you put your energy. Are there energy there to go through with the changes that are sort of presenting itself as opportunities? And I look for the pseudo wands, because wands is our energy, that's our spiritual energy, and they love creating change. They love, being competitive. That suit wants to win. That's your spirit basically inside of you, who's here for a purpose and who wants to achieve and who wants to create something for yourself that you can be really proud of. And of all the suits that showed up, there was only 1 wands. You got 2 cups, 3 pentacles, 2 swords, but only 1 wand. So that means that at the moment you have some doubts whether or not those opportunities are the right ones for you. So you're kind of slowing things down because you want more time basically. So have a look at the numbers, and the number that gives people fearless energy when it comes to going after change and using their fire energy to pursue, it's the number 5. I'm just going to see if I have an example here. Have a look at this. That's the grid, the numerological grid. And what that grid shows is that the only number that's boxed in is number 5. So it basically relates a lot to our life path numbers. But we all are influenced by all the numbers, and when it shows up in your reading, you're influenced by that number. And if there's a lack of a number, and there are no 5s showing up, then it's a lack of that feeling boxed in. And when we feel boxed in, we want freedom, we want change, we want to break down walls, and we want to just, that motivates people to really go after opportunities of change. And because there's no 5s, it's almost like you're not really ready for those changes. You want more time. So I'll have a look again at what is presenting itself here for you. There is one thing that really is connecting well, and that is the 2 with the cups with court cards. Okay, that means that at the moment you have an opportunity to have a lot of love and positive relationships in your life. Another thing that stands out is pentacles. There's a lot of pentacles. And that means also that you're going to be able to be grounded and actually nurture your relationship and expand on it and make it, create something through your relationship with somebody. And with all the pentacles, they love to be committed. They love to be in a routine and, have things and have material things. And so you've got the pentacles with the number 4, and your 4 is your commitment, it's your home, it's your family. And then it's, what are you going to do with all that abundance? Are you going to expand on it? Are you going to take risks? Do you know what direction your life is going to take within that? So I look for queens. And when there are no queens showing up, then it can mean that the person feeling a bit unsettled on the inside. It's almost like there's a lack of trusting in yourself and in the decisions that you're making. And you might even feel like you don't have the inner sort of voice that is sort of guiding you. However, with all the zeros, I know that you do have that. It's just about finding the voice, finding the inner connection. And that is what you are currently learning in your life. It's a lesson that you are going through. It's something that you're going to grow with this. You're going to find that inner voice that will tell you who you are, what you stand for, what you want in your life. Another thing that showed up for you was the number 3 with swords. That means you're very intelligent, you're a very smart person. And when you connect your intelligence with your intuition, that's a perfect setup. So now you have all the brains, you're just working on fine-tuning your intuition to match that. So then you can use those in total harmony. Another thing that sort of, I guess I can see here is there were no pages showing up in your cards. And when there's a lack of pages, then there's a little bit of a lack of enthusiasm. When there's a lack of enthusiasm, it could be that the people that you're around you don't share a lot of interest with them. Or like, you know what I mean? Like when you have someone that are very similar to you, who has the same interest as you, it's very easy to be even more enthusiastic. So the cards are saying if you want to develop yourself spiritually and learn, you need to be around like-minded people who share the same interests as you, because that's going to help you with your confidence, with your, with your enthusiasm, with your growth. Your spirit will, that fire will sort of be ignited. So I'd seek out interest groups that people are very similar to yourself, basically. Because the final outcome cards are a Knight. Was a Knight of Pentacles. So you read with Knight of Pentacles, 2 of Cups, and I think 9 of Pentacles were the last 3 cards. So Knight of Pentacles, 2 of Cups, and 9 of Pentacles as a group together, I'd say it's about a relationship. It's also about you becoming really confident. So this relationship will give you confidence, they're saying. So with that, it's much easier for you to then manifest. But if you're feeling a bit blocked in career and feeling that you're sort of happy with what you're doing, if you feel that there's a block there, then that is because they're trying to show you who you are through different experiences. So it's really important that you trust in your own feelings. And you don't always do that, they're saying, because there's a lack of queens. But trust in what your feelings are telling you, because that is the answer. And that, when you feel really enthusiastic and happy about what you're doing, that's actually you being on the right path. So if you want to learn to be, to do this sort of work, there is nothing stopping you from seeking out the people that are interested in the same thing as you, and learn by practicing. I recommend now I've got the tarot combination masterclass. It's definitely, I recommend that to do for everybody or anybody who wants to learn card combinations, because there are an unlimited amount of card combinations. And when people come to you for a reading, even though I might have written down on a website that card next to that card means this, That is just a guide, but it's individually for each and every one. So the best thing you can do is to learn how the card groups work together. And even a spread with 12 cards or more, with loads of cards, you still be able to do it because you just look at the groups. So the arrows, I call them the arrows. It's basically arrows of energy. The way I went around now and looked at how the cards connected, that's why I called it arrows. They always show up when 2 or more cards are present. And they show up even when they don't. Just like now I said, there's a lack of this card, meaning that's what you're working on, that's what you're pulling in, that's what you currently are learning. That will stabilize this situation and make it better over here and things like that. That is what the arrows actually do. The card groups and the cards that aren't showing up are also giving you information. So there are 3 layers to each tarot reading. Intuition, which I know you have, Bonnie, because of all the zeros. Then it's card combinations. This is what I'm teaching in the course. And then it is your card understanding of the card meanings. And then I think it's back to intuition again. So it's like a layer on top layer on top layer. But your intuition is the start of it. It really, really is. Now with you, Bonnie, I know that there's going to be more responsibility coming in your life. There's going to be a lot more responsibility. There's going to be a lot more sort of put on you because you are taking on responsibility easily. And they're saying sometimes you have performance punishment and you get really, really busy very quickly because you are someone who takes on a lot of responsibilities. It's really important that you are happy with what you do for a living so that you don't end up doing something and get really, really busy doing something that you don't really want to do. That's what they're saying. Okay, the next question is from a lady named Erin. I have found my soulmate. He's my point of attraction and we've been in and out of each other's lives for the best part of a year. And you did a 7-card spread to see where things were going. And you see that the energy has been changing lately. And with that has the cards. And you gave me the cards that's been following you around, and that was the Chariot, the World, the Hermit, the Tower, and Justice. 2 of Swords, 4 of Wands, 3 of Cups. So most of the cards that have been following you around are major arcana cards, and that means in your situation, your flow and his flow might be totally different. So you might be pulled in different directions, and your life is sort of taking you in different directions, and giving you some time now to think of what you really, really want. Because you, I think, are very scared of getting your feelings hurt. You're playing it a bit safe, they're saying. And they're saying that you need to, it's almost like you're afraid of falling in love. And they're saying that that is a safety thing. And you're attracting someone in that you can really be attracted to without fully falling in love with. So I'd recommend to you that if you want to get on the bottom of this and look at what blocks stopping you from allowing yourself to really feel deeply. So like you're very protected, your heart is so protected now. And it's all good to protect ourselves, but when we're manifesting love, we need to work on those. All of the people that are sent into your life are there for a reason, to teach you something about yourself. And it's always, when it comes to love, the lessons we're being taught are about worthiness, safety. Our fear of rejection are being challenged, and if you're in safety, which I feel like you are, that's one of the blocks to love actually. It's when we basically are so used to, or we expect to be let down almost. We almost have that expectation of we're going to be let down, we're going to be betrayed, and because of that, it's almost like we don't give of ourselves fully. And it's very hard then to manifest the highest and best, most compatible divine soulmate. We have many soulmates. So a soulmate is someone who you're compatible with, who, could most likely be part of your soul family. But it's not the same as your primary soulmate. So your primary soulmate is someone you connected with through many lifetimes and life between lifetimes. And that connection is always there. When we're aware of it, which is what I teach in the soulmate course, I show you how to make a connection and manifest that person in your life. However, to do that, we need to first look within ourselves a bit and see, am I even ready for this type of love? What is going on within me? What am I putting up? How is my wall up too high? Or am I trusting in the wrong people? So with trusting in the wrong people is also through our expectations. We're used to a certain something that's sort of or has happened or has repeated itself as a pattern, and that's our expectations then. So with each block is a remedy, and we do this work again through the Creator Wall. And there's a soul healing, there's a soul fragment retrieval. You're gonna do the soulmate spread to connect with the soulmate, do a manifestation. So if you really see, and that's for everyone here that's serious about love, the end of this course will be again an example of how to do the ultimate soulmate spread to connect to the soulmate. So because I feel like with a lot of people also that I'm getting questions from, a lot of people, not from you, Erin, but from a lot of people, they actually are also in the past a lot. They're asking about their past boyfriend, girlfriend, and they want a reconnection. So being in the past, that just blocks your future straight away. So with the soulmate manifestation, it's all about getting to the heart of the issue and manifesting the true soulmate in. So now I'm going to go to the next question. Okay, the next question is this one from Victoria. I wanted to ask if you could do a reading for me on love. I've had a crush on this guy for years. Nothing has ever happened between us, but the chemistry is so hot. I wonder if it's just physical. I have asked if he's my soulmate, and it appears that he's not. So I have not spoken to him. We haven't dated. It's just a crush from afar. Can you look into your cards and give me some guidance? I see him in a social setting. I think he also likes me, but it's never gone anywhere, not even a date. So I had a look in your cards, and first of all I got a lot of major arcana cards, and I also got a lot of the number 9, and that basically means that you are very protected at the moment. You are very protected, and that's why this person hasn't been able to ask you out. I feel like your spiritual team has protected you. With a lot of 9s, we're working with flow energy really, really well. And with the major arcana cards, that is just flow energy. It's like you're not really in control, but things will just fall into place perfectly. That tells me if you were meant to go out with him, you would have. And the fact that it's been blocked is because it was meant to be blocked. I got the moon in the sort of second position in the Celtic cross, which can tell me that he has a secret. There's something not right with him, actually. And again, I think you've been very protected and shielded from this person. Also, they're saying there's something that happened in childhood that needs to be healed as well. Because this person would probably hurt you on a very deep level. And I also feel like this person, like I said, there's something wrong with him, they're saying. So don't be worried about this person, okay? I feel like you're being protected, and that's why that thing is blocked. And the bottom card here is the Temperance card, and that is your guardian angel. So with a lot of major arcana cards showing up with a lot of 9s, then there's something in the past that has happened, and I feel like with him there is something going on there that's like a secret. He's not obviously not wanting to be revealed. And it's also making it difficult for you to have a connection. And I also feel like you would be very vulnerable to get hurt. And I feel like that's why you're being protected from this relationship. Next one is from Sonia. You did a soulmate spread, and you would like for me to have a look into your soulmate spread as well. You got some cards, but I didn't understand because you said I got 7 of cups and 4 wands in position 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I don't know exactly what spread you use, because I have 3 different soulmate spreads. But I did the one that I use the most. I laid out the cards, and straight away they're showing me a soul. First of all, they show me that you are someone who really wants to travel and experience the world, and you want to go on a long journey. They're showing me a long journey. And they're saying that your soulmate will actually come in through your interest, your enthusiasm. But they also say that you have a friend in common. So I feel like your soulmate will actually come through someone that you already know. They're showing me someone who's very fiery. They're actually showing me the King of Wands, which is a fire element. So it's someone who has a lot of, that fighting spirit, basically. That is a friend, a confident friend, a very confident leader and authority who you have a connection with, that I feel like will, through this connection, will also bring you in your soulmate. So I feel like your soulmate is someone who is involved with technology. I feel like you're someone who's very, very sort of sensitive person as well. I feel like it's the business world and the world of technology is where your soulmate currently is. I also feel like your soulmate lives not necessarily in the same city as you, or the same area as you, but somewhere else currently. And I feel like they're showing me this as your soulmate, as someone who's very giving, very caring, someone who gives a lot, who's very artistic as well. And they say that, with your soulmate, the destiny of the relationship basically will bring in the artist in you. So I don't know if you're artistic already, but there's an artist in you, and I feel like your soulmate is someone who's very good at storytelling and writing and telling stories, and that's a part of you that can do this as well. And I feel like you're going to be more into the artistic side of life, and that is a quality that's going to come in with being with the soulmate, they're saying. Okay, the next question is from Simi. You have been single for, what did it say? Past 6 years, and you want to manifest a relationship. And I just I did a timing of event. And I just said, with the timing of event, that is how things are most likely to develop the way you're going about things now. But, you can always change things. But I sort of see your soulmate coming in about 1, 2, and 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 months away. And now, if you think that's too far away, again, I just recommend you doing the soulmate meditation. That's the free meditation I have on my website. You can just search soulmate meditation. Ask your soulmate to come into your life now, sooner rather than later. You might be able to change it. Sometimes we can and sometimes we can't, depending on the setup and how you have a lot. Some parts of our life have been pre-designed, not all of it, but some of it has been. So if you have pre-designed that it's meant to happen in that time, and there's nothing you can really do about it, but a lot of the times we can actually change things and events, and we can bring in things sooner rather than later. So have a go at the soulmate meditation. What I see about almost 3 years from now is when I could see you meeting your highest and best soulmate. Before we go into the soulmate reading example, I want to give a lady a reading called Margie. So basically, you are in a kind of a love triangle where your boyfriend has kind of cheated on you with the ex. And basically what they're saying is that, first of all, I got the 3 of Cups in them. I just laid out the Celtic cross, and this card 3 of Cups showed up in sort of the block position. And that can happen sometimes when there's been infidelities. They're saying that you do have connection, because I can see that you have a lot to talk about. You have a lot in common, and you share interest and things like that. And I feel like he's a soulmate, but not necessarily your primary soulmate, like what we talked about. What I've been sort of talking about is your primary soulmate is someone that is like your ultimate soulmate kind of thing. And because he's hurting you and you feel very vulnerable, and I feel like this is more of a soulmate you meet before you meet the ultimate soulmate. This is a soulmate that is sent into your life to teach you a few things about what you want. Asking you to look within and really find out what it is that you want, and to also get a lot of confidence within yourself. I feel like you're going to go on I actually feel like you're going to travel. I feel like you're going to go on a trip. I feel like you're going to travel and find yourself, they're saying. And I feel like this is a relationship you're going to outgrow. And I feel like you already have in many ways. So you're going to outgrow, and in part of you already have outgrown this relationship and this person. I feel like you're going to, like I said, I feel like you're going to travel and find yourself, and you're going to write about your experiences. I feel like you're going to be online blogging away. about everything that you're experiencing, and you're going to really inspire others. I think you have a lot of positive, awesome energy, and you're going to, you know, feel really safe and secure within yourself, and you're going to bring a lot of love and joy to the world. And so, you know, this was a lesson in what you don't want. And with that comes a lesson in what you do want in a relationship. So there is a person, and I can see another person also coming into your life that is showing up as a surprise. Someone who you can relate to a lot as well, who you have a lot in common with as well. That is someone I feel like you're going to have a strong connection with, and possibly someone you're going to travel with or meet while you're traveling. So don't be afraid to break free, you know? Don't be afraid to... You're very young. Like, I'm reading for people who are born like... You're born in 1996. So, you know, you're very young, and you have a lot of living to do. And they're showing me you're basically gonna be out there living your life, and the traveling is gonna be part of your destiny, I feel. And they're also saying that you have spiritual gifts, and you're aware of your spiritual gifts, and you know you can manifest, and you know you deserve great love. So I feel like you kind of got this covered. I feel like this has hurt you, but it hasn't devastated you. And I feel like once you travel and you are out there, you're going to find yourself. You're going to find out something about yourself that's going to shape the rest of your life, who you are and what you want out of life. The bottom card, Eight of Cups, as part of the journey you're going to go on, is deeply spiritual. It's about who you are. It's all about you connecting deeper with yourself. So you have more to give. I feel like you're a very giving person. So with that, I'm going to now start the soulmate reading. Now the ultimate soulmate reading is for a lady named Sally, and it's also a separate video. So you might have already seen it if you've been on my YouTube channel. All right, bye. Hi everybody, I'm gonna do a soulmate reading for a lady named Sally, and basically this is part of a course that she's doing. It's called How to Manifest Your Highest and Best, Most Compatible Divine Soulmate. And part of this course is to identify who your soulmate is before you even meet, and using the tarot cards to do so. So you learn how to use this spread called the Ultimate Soulmate Spread. So I'm going to give you guys an example on how to basically interpret the cards and see how the cards can give you a lot of information about your soulmate. So when we're asking about highest and best, most compatible divine soulmate, that is at one person, okay? It is the person you're with between your life, life between lives. It is called also a primary soulmate. So it's the ultimate soulmate, basically. It's one you've been with many, many lifetimes, and there's a very strong connection between you. So even before you meet, you can actually make a connection. In fact, I will go as far as to say you already are connected, always, through the subconscious. There's always a love connection. It can never be broken. So what we're doing with this is basically just bring all that up to your awareness, so that you can live with that awareness, because once you are aware in your conscious sort of mind, then it's so much easier to manifest into your life. So everything we do with manifesting and using the tarot is looking in the cards, seeing what is there, and then you might as well say you actually witnessed it. It's like you're witnessing a manifestation. And in sort of the metaphysical world, when you're working with the law of attraction, which is what you do when you're manifesting, the witness is a huge part of it, because you have to see it as real in this reality. So, if you don't believe it's possible, that could be like a block. And the soulmate course will help you release all the blocks as well. The blocks can also show up in this spread, and if there is a block, it will show up and how to overcome it. And look at that as well. So basically looks at everything. So as you can see here, the first card is Situation, and she got the Magician. And there are two cards that I would say is like your main soulmate cards, and that is the Magician and it is a high priestess. So the magician showed up in the situation. So that means that your soulmate is probably a lot closer than you think. The magician showing up in your situation, that means your soulmate is very close by. So it could be very close in either like that you are just about to meet this person, or it could be that your soulmate is in your life now. The other cards will basically give you more information. So we're going to have a look at that as well. So we're going to have to jump a little bit to and from here. We're going to go here and then we're going to go over there, and card 6, for example. How will we meet? That's going to give us information about the first card and things like that. So when with the tarot, it's like, I read with a system called the arrows, which is energy between the cards. It's card combination, and I look at the groups that show up. That gives me a lot of information. So before I even get started, the first thing that I notice looking at your cards is that there's a lot of major arcana cards. And with a lot of major arcana cards showing up, then there is always, a strong focus on the flow of how, like, life is just sort of, everything is going very fast. And you might feel like you are outside life. You might feel like everybody else is moving on with their lives. Everybody else is manifesting. And you might feel like you're outside of it because things are happening and you don't feel like you're really in control over how events unfold or anything. So basically with the major arcana cards, that can work in your favor because now you have time to look at what you really want. So now is a perfect time for you to write your soulmate manifestation list. Think about what you want. Release sort of the past as well. So with the major arcana cards, I look for how well you are coping with the flow. And I can see you got the Hermit, and the Hermit is card 4, and it goes straight to the block. But it's a number 9, and then a number 9 works so well with the major arcana cards. So it means that you are able to trust that everything will fall into place. But it also showed up in the block position. So it could also be that you might love the process of manifesting and creating and being in the process of manifesting. You might love that part of it, and the developing of the friendships and the getting to know somebody and figuring out who someone is. The mystery of manifesting the soulmate could be what gives you such a thrill at the moment, that it's actually blocking you as well from having an actual relationship. Because having an actual relationship is the reality of the relationship, and it's not always as mysterious and fun as being in the process of manifesting. So they're saying here, you're someone who's taking your time with the soulmate, and that is good, but it can also work a bit in your disadvantage, in the sense that, you might actually be holding off the soulmate. You might be pushing away the soulmate a little bit as well because you're feeling safe where you are right now. So with you, when you're doing your soulmate block release, remember there were 6 main blocks. I would go into safety. Safety is one of your blocks, Sally. And the safety one, it will tell you how to release it, okay? Okay, so what can I best do to manifest this soulmate? That you got the Lover's card, and it's another major arcana card. And if you can see there's Adam and Eve basically, and it's an angel there. So it basically symbolizes that there is someone there for you that is your primary soulmate, and your spiritual team, your angel, your guides, your ancestry, your father. I know your father is very important to you. The creator of all that is, your whole spiritual team know who your primary soulmate is and will help you find that person and connect with that person. They will push you in the direction. And basically what they're saying is, all you have to do is ask now, and then you have to receive without pushing away. So when you work on your safety, you will find it a lot easier to receive, because the positive then will will outdo the negative. So the fact that you're feeling safe where you are now, they're saying basically you can feel safe in a relationship as well. It's just that you haven't had that before. So it's a new feeling. And you know, when you're working on the blocks in the program that you are now, you're doing the soulmate course, that will give you the feeling of safety. So when you're doing the download, it's like a remedy basically. Creator will actually install those feelings of safety when it's appropriate. Because let's face it, not every situation is safe. However, when we're working with the Creator of all that is, Creator will give you the perfect discernment on safety, so that when you connect with your highest and best soulmate, you will feel safe, and that will make it so much easier for you to receive your manifestations. Okay, what do you really want? Two of Wands. So basically what you want, Sally, is someone who is a leader. So this is a person I feel like you are manifesting currently. You want a strong person with a very good head on his shoulder. Someone who is a leader, someone who knows what he wants, someone who is very confident, someone who has nearly steered on the wrong path only to learn its lesson and being on the right path again. The two wands here is like the two paths this person could have taken, and this one that is holding is the right path, and the wand here is the wrong path. And it symbolizes basically that your soulmate is someone who has a lot of life experience and therefore a lot of confidence. And as you can see, this person is holding the whole world in his hand. So it means someone who cares about the world, who cares about, you know, the direction of, you know, where, you know, what is going on in the world, who cares about people and who wants to learn more. So this is someone that you can grow with, basically, they're saying, and that's what you want in a relationship. We already talked about the block. This is a hermit. A hermit talks about relationships that develops over time, and sometimes they take so long to develop that they end up just being friendships. So they say you need to be able to go from friend zone to relationship zone. You get very comfortable here in the friendship zone. You feel safe there. However, with the remedies that you will get with the safety block, will actually help you to go from the friend thing to relationship with ease. Card 5 is family and friend connection. So sometimes, you know, we meet our soulmates through other people, through people we work with, people that are in our family, people that we, you know, friends with, social occasions. But a lot of times we just meet by what seems like chance, like destiny, basically. And when a major arcana card shows up, and here's the World card, then it often means that you're going to meet by what seems like chance. And in this case, I feel like the World here represents you, Sally. It is you are the connection. It's you, because I feel like when you're ready, when you have the confidence, and this card speaks of someone who's been through a lot and who's learned a lot of life lessons, and when they kind of draw upon that and use it to their advantage to feel really actually whole and complete. They are very good at turning a negative into a positive, and they use all of their experiences to become more than what they ever thought was possible. And I feel like you can really put yourself out there in a big way, more than just with love. It's also in a way that kind of where you get to really show who you are, and what your skills are, what you're good at, you know, what you're made of, basically. And I feel like while you're in the process of doing that, that's when you are going to meet your soulmate, and it's going to be seemingly by chance, but it's actually the energy you're putting out that's drawing the soulmate in. The card number 6 here gives more information. So this card 6 here, it's the Emperor, and it talks about how you will meet. And basically with the card with the Emperor, it is creating more security for yourself, creating more safety, having a solid platform, being committed to something. It's about you being in total control over your life. And I feel like you're going to meet while you are actually you're turning something around in your life. They're saying that you're turning something around in your life and you're really enjoying the process. It's like you're turning a hobby into something that you could actually do as a career, or it could give you a lot of abundance, but more than that, it actually gives you a lot of joy. And I feel like you're getting advice, you're getting a lot of good advice from people in authorities positions who are experts. And while you're in the process of doing this, that's where I feel like you're going to connect with your soulmate. Because I get the strong sense that you're going to fulfill yourself in some way. And I also feel like your soulmate is someone who is, because I'm looking at card number 7 here as well, and how you'll recognize your soulmate. And I feel like your soulmate who I feel like your soulmate is in an authority role, because I feel like you're going to recognize your soulmate. I feel like because of what he's sort of portraying, and I almost get the sense that you're going to be very drawn to his masculinity, his confidence, that he has a lot of power in his life actually, and that you're going to be very drawn to his sort of ability to make you feel safe, to make you feel secure. I feel like he has that ability to make you feel really comfortable. And at the same time, I think you can be very drawn to this person. I feel like this person is someone who's very, attractive. I think you're going to be physically very attracted to this person, because the Devil card is someone that we're very physically attracted to. And they're saying, your soulmate is very masculine. You're going to be very attracted to him, and you're going to have a lot of respect for him. And I also feel like it's almost like you're going to see you're going to sort of see him in action while he's doing what he's doing for a living, and I feel like you're going to be very sort of impressed with that. That's what I can sort of feel and sense at the moment. Card 8, where is your soulmate? You get 6 of Cups. So 6 of Cups shows up when your soulmate is actually somewhere where I feel like you've been before, or you have a connection to from your past. I feel like you really feel at home here. This is somewhere where you actually have a soul connection to the place that he currently is. This is a place where you go when you want to feel at home, when you want to feel nurtured. So in your heart where that place is. Where do you go when you feel like you can be yourself, where you are going to be accepted? And you have been there before, and you felt like that when you lived there. And that's where they're saying that's where your soulmate now currently is. Okay, when will you meet? And I get 3 of Wands, and that is when someone is... This is actually the card for freelancers, for writers, for people that are in publishing. Feel like you're going to be in some kind of competitive environment as well when you meet your soulmate. I feel like you are going to be in the process of almost like competing or showing something to the world, what you have created. You're in sort of the whole process of publishing, but it's more than that. It's also winning at something. It's like you're going to be in some kind of competition. And that's where you are at when I feel like you're meeting your soulmate. It's almost like you're doing a big launch, and I feel like there's competitive energy around you. However, I'm feeling that is a healthy competition, because I feel like you are loving it. I feel like you're going to absolutely love it. They're saying you're going to be really drawn to... It gives you, basically saying, it fuels your fire and gives you motivation. You're going to build a platform, and the competition is just there to give you motivation to keep going. And I feel like you're just about to complete your platform, and you just, you've created everything that you need. Now you're just sort of waiting to see what's going to happen, how everything will be received. And that is the energy you're in when you are meeting your soulmate. So that means that you're going to be in the right place at the right time, because of what you are creating. Who is my soulmate? And I get the Strength. You got the Strength card here. Actually, you're sending me your card. So, and the Strength card shows up when sometimes it shows up when someone is actually a Leo or has a lot of Leo energy. Someone who is very much again, a leader, like everything else we've been seeing so far. 2 of Wands here, what you really want. The situation that you're in, but the situation you're in when you're meeting your soulmate is also created by both you and your soulmate, basically. Again, I got leadership, being in control, being on, being basically on top of everything. How you recognize your soulmate, the Devil card, authority, power. And then you get the Strength card. So this is someone who has a lot of power but would never misuse power, who actually uses power to help others. Someone, a very compassionate person, but who is in a powerful role. So again, I feel like this is someone who also, there's a bit of danger around this person. I feel like this person could have been wounded or are in, or has, or could be in danger to be wounded, because I feel like I get a bit of wounded energy, but I feel like your soulmate is someone who uses good communication, strength of character, and confidence to avoid a lot of accidents that could happen to occur, basically. And so your soulmate could be Leo or have a lot of Leo energy, but I feel like it could be the star sign here. It usually is when it shows up in the who is your soulmate. When you get one of the zodiac cards there, it often describes the astrological sign of the soulmate. Destiny of relationship, you get Ace of Pentacles. So that basically means you're going to start something new together. You're going to build a new life for yourself, completely new routine, It's going to be your energy merged together. It's going to make things completely fresh, It's like, I feel like you're going to build a new sort of place for yourself, and everything you're creating is just going to be new. It's not going to have any emotional attachment from your past or his past, or it's just going to be completely new. So this relationship will have a lot of gifts attached to it, a lot of emotional happiness, security, safety, confidence. And I also feel like the friendship that you really desire in a relationship will be there as well, because they're saying you need someone that you can talk to, someone who understands, someone who is your best friend. You need that as well as someone you are totally in love with. You definitely need the friendship thing. You need both. And they're saying this is your gift. This is what we will give you. This is what you will receive once you are ready. But at the moment, you are creating yourself to be ready for that type of relationship, they're saying. So, Sally, I know you're doing the soulmate webinar, and you might have more than one block. There's 6 main negative blocks, and then there's 1 positive block. When you're doing the 6 negative blocks, this soulmate spread here revealed that you have a block when it comes to safety. So do the remedy on that. When we're doing the ocular positive via block, well, when we're working on your soulmate list, if you are very powerful on your own, if you're a very powerful single person, it can be hard to let someone in because you created so much for yourself. So that's a positive to be powerful. However, it could actually be a block when it comes to letting someone in. So then when you're working on your soulmate list, that will take care of that as well, because then you are actually asking someone to bring in that is actually suitable for who you are. So what happens then on an energetic level, your soulmate will pick up on your manifestations because you are linked, and will be able to prepare for that, basically. And everything that you're doing to prepare as well, and this is for you, Sally, but it's also for everybody else who's manifesting their highest and best soulmate. When you feel like you need to change something about yourself, maybe it's something that's not working for you, maybe you have a habit that is really maybe harmful to you, maybe it's something that is hurting you in your life, that is, maybe you are working with your self-esteem issues, or maybe your financial situation is really, really bad. It's something you want to really change and get on top of. It could be a sign that you're actually picking up on the energy that your soulmate wants to bring you in at. And when we're dealing with soulmates, of course we want unconditional love. However, when you work on your soulmate list, you notice straight away that you don't have unconditional love either. Unconditional love is already there. But because we're here on the earth plane, we're putting some conditions in because we need to make it work in this reality. So you put your conditions in, and your soulmate has some conditions as well. So you might feel like you need to change part of your life to be more, I guess, to just be of a certain vibration that really resonates with your soulmate. And that's the thing that people sometimes miss when they're manifesting a soulmate. They put on everything that they need from their soulmate. They don't always think that they need to, you know, put in something as well. Like your soulmate will have conditions as well. Yes, there is unconditional love. However, we can all live up to our highest and best potential, and we can all be more of all the good things that we have to offer somebody when we start believing in ourselves. And that is the most important thing. When we meet our soulmates, that person will probably in many ways trigger you more than any other person, because you're meant to grow together. If someone is accepting you 100% the way that you are when you are at your absolute worst, probably haven't got any conditions in place, and that might not be a soulmate you're even interested in. Because it's good that people have some expectations of us, because that means that they know that we can expect of them as well. It makes it just so much better. And you know, when it comes to the unconditional love part, that is already there. But like I said, we are here on the earth plane, and we need to make it work here in the physical as much as possible. And so that's why when we meet our soulmate here, we put in some conditions how we would like things to be. So with that, I wish you guys all the best. The soulmate course is only $28, and the reason I made it that affordable is so that everybody can do it. Everybody should be able to do this course and manifest their soulmate. Why not? You know, why not live with your soulmate? Why not have your soulmate in your life? If you are already in a relationship and you think it's with your soulmate, however, you might have hit some rocks, and maybe you are, you know, not coping as well in the relationship as you'd like to. This course is for you as well, because when you're doing when you are identifying your blocks, you know, you're actually healing the parts of you that make the relationship difficult, which opens up for positive communication. A sign that you are with your soulmate is if you put the effort in, you get immediate results. The relationship will improve almost straight away. If you put in a lot of effort into your relationship and nothing is improving, that can be a sign that you're not with your highest and best soulmate. So, but anyway, for all the single people there and people that want to improve on their relationship, you will be a lifetime member of this course. It will never go away. You will always be able to go back and do the exercises. You'll also be doing a soul healing, which is like healing your soul if it's been hurt a lot. If you've had, you know, some people have a broken soul. If you have a lot of soul fragments everywhere, where you've given your heart and your soul to all the wrong people, you can command them back. You do this spread for yourself. You'll look at if you have any of the 6 negative blocks, and you also automatically work on the positive block if there is one. And what else is in the course? Well, then there's a meditation where you go up to the Creator and you connect to your soulmate, to ask the soulmate to come into your life now. So that is the really powerful meditation you're going to be doing. And then at the end of it, let's say you've done everything and you're starting feeling a bit low, as in, where is my soulmate? Then there is a spread for that as well, and it's meant to keep your manifestations alive. It is what now spread. So it's just there to keep your manifestations alive, keep you on a positive all the way. So with that, I'm going to wish you, Sally, all the best, and I'm wishing everybody all the best that's doing the soulmate course. Bye.